Bring your complete attention to here and now. And bring your complete attention to the breathing. Make sure the body is comfortably seated. Spine is perpendicular to the ground. Neck is erect. And bring your hands to the Anjani Mudra. So this is the Namaskar Mudra, that's Anjani Mudra. So you open up Anjani like this. Relax your thighs. Relax your torso. Relax your back. Relax your face, your eyelids. And gently relax your tongue. Let it settle down into the buccal cavity. And observe that the body is breathing. Take a deep breath. We'll say Omkar. Sarvepi sukhina santu. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kashyid dukhamapnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms together. And put them in your eyes, on your crown of the head, behind the neck, all over your body. And here we go. Okay, so we have a long sequence of pranayam today. So let's take our seat. You may want to sit in Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana like that. And keep your hands in Chin Mudra, or you can just lay them flat on the thighs, or you can lay them upward like this in a receiving mode. So we should start the warm-up for the Kapalabhati, for the pranayams with the Kapalabhati breathing. And we'll do single nostril breathing first, and then double nostril breathing afterwards. So I may not talk much, but I think we all know what to do. So let's just keep at it. So take your glasses off. I would say if you're wearing your wristwatch, also take it off if it's digital, especially, because that does interfere into the finer um, systems that will be engaged later on in the pranayams as we go deeper and deeper into it. Okay, so we'll start with Kapalabhati with single nostril. Close your right, exhale fully. Breathe in half the lungs and start. We just did 100 strokes. And keep all the air out. Keep the lungs empty. And take a deep breath. Controlled release with Ujjayi. So whenever I say Ujjayi, that means constrict your epiglottis. Close your left nostril. And if you find that one of the nostrils is blocked, you can always pinch the outer side of the nose and lift it up if it is tight or if it is not flowing freely. Okay. Close the left. Exhale completely. Breathe in half the lungs. We'll do another 100 strokes. Take a deep breath. Take a couple of normal breaths here. Now we'll do alternate nostril with Vishnu Mudra. So close your first two fingers, the index finger and the middle finger. Ring finger and pinky stay together, and the thumb. So Vishnu Mudra. So now we're going to do alternate nostrils. So something like that. So you breathe out and breathe in from the same nostril again. And then you close it, breathe out and breathe in from the same nostril again. Okay, let's do it. Stop. Keep all the air out. Don't breathe in yet. Take a deep breath. And we are building up the pranayam slowly, slowly, slowly. You will find that there are subtle changes happening in the body, happening in the Chidakash. So what we did just now, we just cleansed the nadis, the Ida and the Pingala. So Ida is the left side, Pingala is the right side. So this is cooling breath, this is heaty breath, moon and the sun. You can also call it yin and yang. So what we did was we cleansed the channels right now so that we are now paving the path for doing more complicated pranayamas. So now we'll do the normal Kapalabhati, 100 strokes. So let's do that with both the nostrils. Okay, now that we've opened up both the channels. If you still not opened up, you can do the Pada Dhirasana. You take 4 fingers and put them in the alternate, in the opposite armpits like this. And if you sit like this for about a minute, you will notice that both the channels will start opening up. They'll be balanced. So if you keep your glasses here, they'll equally fog on the glasses. So that's the way you can find out whether they're balanced or not. It's very easy technique. Okay, so now we'll do the normal Kapalabhati with both the nostrils. We'll do 100 strokes. Then we will stop. We'll do another 100 strokes. We'll stop, and then we'll do another 100 strokes. Okay, so that in between gap is going to be small, but you'll see that the body will start escalating into its own vibratory frequency. You'll feel that all the cells are excited about the oxygen that you're going to hyperventilate with. Okay, exhale fully. Breathe in half the lungs. Make sure you have the Mula Bandha on, and begin. Exhale fully. Hold the breath out. Take a deep breath. Take note of the tingling sensations all over the body. It gets so intense that you will start feeling the tingling sensations even at the tip of the toes, the big toe. That's the farthest point of the body. And if you can feel sensations over there, that means we are doing something right. You'll feel the soles of the feet, very subtle sensations over there as well. Okay, next round. Exhale fully. Breathe in half and begin. Exhale fully. Hold the breath out. Make sure your Mula Bandha is on. From time to time, remind yourselves. Take a deep breath. One last round. Get the Mula Bandha. Exhale fully. And breathe in half. And start. Take a deep breath. So we just just completed the Kriya of Kapalabhati. So Mula Bandha is very important at the physiological level. It helps a lot of things. It brings control over the bladder. It eliminates any kind of constipation issues. It also brings blood circulation over there. And it generally calms the mind down at the same time, at the psychological level. You will find that your mind will be clear throughout the day if you practice Mula Bandha. And it's said that Muladhara Stitosi Nityam. So in the Ganesh, Atharva Shirsha, they say that the Lord Ganesha is Stitosi Nityam. It's always established at the Muladhara, which is where you're getting all the energy from. So Muladhara Chakra and the Mula Bandha, they're directly connected. So you should always practice this whenever throughout the day, if you're sitting on the computer working away, if you feel restlessness of the thoughts, mind is racing, just practice the Ashwini Mudra. You constrict and release, constrict and release, constrict and release. And then you hold it for some time and then release, hold it for some time and release. And you'll find that the mind will calm down immediately. Okay, all that restlessness that's always prevails. Our minds are always restless. And that is the sign of a sansari. Sansari's mind is always restless. And so this is why we practice the pranayams and all these bandhas and all of that to basically take away the fears. We have all these kinds of fears in the mind. And these are hidden fears. We don't even know the sense of insecurity. It's a fear. And that fear will go away by Muladhara Chakra practice, the Mula Bandha practice. And so we go to the next phase. We'll do, if you want to release your legs and put them back, that's okay if you're uncomfortable. And now we're going to do Bhastrika. Okay, that's another Kriya. So get into Adi Mudra. And we'll raise your hands. So as you raise your hands, you breathe in. And when you pull them down, you breathe out forcefully. Okay, so as though it's like the bellow breathing. Like the blacksmith is doing his bellows. That's how this thing works. So we'll do 15 counts. At the end of the 15th count, we'll do Jalandhar Bandha. We'll pull our tummy in, and we'll do the Uddiyana Bandha. And then the Mula Bandha is always there, so you don't ever release that. So it's there. So there's two other bandhas we're going to add to that now, and that's called the tri-lock. Okay, it's also called the Mahabandha. So we'll do that. And while we're doing that, you bring your complete attention to your solar plexus, your Manipur chakra right here. Okay, bring your complete attention right here and stay there. Hold the breath. We're not breathing while we're doing this tri-lock. And then we gently release. Okay, so that's the sequence. All right, so here we go. Come to Adi Mudra. And you may choose to keep your eyes open or closed, but I normally keep them closed because these are all introverted exercises. They're making an introverted journey into yourself. So it's good to kind of keep the eyes closed. It helps us to not get distracted. All right, here we go. Take a deep breath. Next round. Take a deep breath. One last round. Take a deep breath. Controlled release. And notice bring your attention to the tip of the big toe. And see if you can feel. There are constantly biochemical reactions happening in all the cells. Now that we've added so much oxygen to the body, cells are in this excited state. And these excitements do get transferred onto the skin. The exchange of oxygen, the blood flow, and observe all that with a very calm mind. The whole idea of the pranayam is to calm the mind, make it ready for the pranayam, make it ready for the meditation followed by the pranayam. So we did some kriyas to cleanse the system. Okay. After this, we'll go into Surya Bhedan and Chandra Bhedan breathing, and then we'll go into Anulom Vilom Pranayam. So now we are slowly stepping into the realm of actually manipulating the breath by holding it inside, holding it outside, shifting it from one side to the other side to the other side. So now we are now trying to twist and turn, but only with the prana. So all of this exercises that we're doing is generating prana, and we're diverting the prana into channelizing it into certain ways. So now the Nadi Shodhan or the Chandra Bhedan, Surya Bhedan, what we're doing is we'll breathe in from the right side. So it becomes a Surya Bhedan. So you're taking in from the heaty side, and then you're exhaling it from the cooler side. So what happens there is the heaty side is trying to cleanse the nadis of the cooler side. And then we'll do the opposite. We'll take the cooling breath in, and then we'll cleanse the heaty side of the nadis, okay? So there are these meridians in the body, and the two nadis that are very, very important are the Ida and the Pingala. So we are cleansing these nadis now by alternate nostril breathing. Okay, so what we're going to do, either you can do the Nasika Mudra. So you use your ring finger on the left side, put the middle finger at the Agnya Chakra, and then with your thumb, you close the right and the left. So both these fingers are going to stay up there. Then the ring finger is on the nostril, and then you slide it up and down as you close and open the channel on the side. Same thing you do with this. You slide the thumb up and down to close and open the nadis. Okay, so here we go. Exhale fully, both the nostrils. Close the left and breathe in from the right side. Close the right, release from the left. Breathe in from the left. Breathe out from the right. That was one round. Excuse me. Breathe in from the right. Breathe in left. Breathe out right. Right in. Left out. Left in. Right out. Right in. Left out. Left in. Right out. Take a few normal breaths here. Now we'll do the Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Sit in Chin Mudra. And raise your right hand up. Close the right nostril with your thumb. Breathe in from the left, deep. Put the chin lock and release your tummy. No Dhyana Bandha. Mula Bandha, of course. Close the left nostril. and release from the left, right. Take a normal breath. Notice the state of mind. The Anulom Vilom is one of the most effective pranayams for calming the mind, calming your heart, soothing the heart, and calming the entire system, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Everything starts calming down. Close your left. Take a deep breath from the right side. Chin lock. Close the right. Take a normal breath. And the release of the air when you close should be through jai, very controlled. Never rush into pranayam. It should always be very mindful, breathing in and breathing out, and you gently let it go. Forget the world. Be here and now and just be with the body. Let the mind get engaged in this exercise that we're doing, and it will start calming down. We did one round. Close the right. We'll do one more. Take a deep breath from the left side. Close the left. One normal breath. Close the right. Sorry, close the left. Now we are coming back to Kapalabhati Pranayam. So we did the cleansing with 100 strokes. So now we're going to just do 15 strokes. Excuse me. And then we'll couple that with this Anulom Vilom that we just did. Okay. So follow my instructions. So close your eyes again. Excuse me. Exhale fully. Breathe in half. We'll do 15 strokes. Close the right nostril. Breathe in. Close the Uddiyana and Chinabandha. Close the left nostril. Take a normal breath. So you see what we did? We did 15 strokes of Kapalabhati, exhaled fully. We close the right nostril and we breathe in from the left. And then we let it go from the right side. Now we'll do the opposite. Exhale fully. Breathe in half the lungs and do 15. Exhale fully. Close the left. Breathe in through the right. So what are all these exercises really doing? So besides, these are operating at psychological level as well as psychic level at the same time. And the asanas are basically geared mostly for your well-being of the health of the body and all of that. But then when you get into this realm of pranayama, we are talking more of the subtler aspects of the existence, subtler. So from the gross body, we are shifting the attention slowly, slowly to the subtler aspects. And as you tend to go into the subtler aspects, the mind becomes calmer and calmer. And what it does, because you see, in pranayam, we are trying to gain control over the breath. And breath is the connecting link between the gross and the subtle. Okay. And when you get that control over the mind, control over the breath, so in any difficult situation, you will tend to keep your mind always calm. The breathing will always stay calm. Your breathing rate per the minute will slowly, slowly start dropping down. You know, a tortoise only breathes maybe 1 or 2 times in a minute. A normal human breathing is up to 13 to 15 times in a minute. The tortoise lives 300 years or more. So there is a direct correlation between your lifespan and how many times you breathe in a minute. And it's been proven. So I'm not making stuff up. So you can do the research. But what I'm trying to say is if you gain control over the mind through the breath, see, when we lose control over the mind, your breathing goes up and down very fast. If you're upset with something, you will notice, or if you're really in an argument with someone, whether at work or wherever, you will immediately notice if you bring your attention to breathing, your breathing is very rapid. You're huffing and puffing. You know, that huffing and puffing basically is directly related to the state of the mind. And so the reverse, the converse is also true, that if you take charge of your breathing and calm it down, then your psychic level, your psychological level also comes down along with that. Directly proportional. So this one goes up, that one goes up. This one comes down, this one also comes down with it. So throughout the day, if you maintain in the middle of the day, if you just do Nadi Shodhan for some time, it will help you calm the mind down. If you're in a difficult situation, if you're doing something stressful, I would advocate doing Anulom Vilom, and immediately all the anxieties will drop down, all the restlessness of the mind will drop down, your breathing will come down to the normal, your heart pressure, blood pressure will come down. And then what happens is you'll be able to dive deep into the problem that you're trying to solve and immediately come up with a solution because you have the clarity of the mind. That clarity of the mind is what you get out of the pranayama. So that's what I'm trying to explain here is practice your pranayama. Even if 1 or 2 days, if you miss your whatever, if you're hurt, your body is aching, you're not in the mood of doing your Surya Namaskar or whatever, do the pranayama every day. Okay. And after taking nice bath, you sit down at one spot, you realize that this is a spot where I'm going to practice every day your pranayama and meditation. And slowly, you will start getting into this groove of regularity. And regularity is the key to any success. All right. So the success of pranayam is to conquer your breath. And that's what we're trying to do. So this is what happens. Now, we just did the Kapalabhati type 1 and type 2 pranayam. And now we're going to do the Ujjayi. So the normal Ujjayi that we do on every Sunday, this time we're going to do the Ujjayi pranayam. Okay, so what is the Ujjayi pranayam? You breathe in through constricted epiglottis. You may want to even make the sound. That sound, any sound, whenever you make a sound, your epiglottis has to constrict. Okay, even while talking, the epiglottis is operating right there. So when you do that, you breathe in very slowly, very controlled breathing in. So you just do. Once you breathe completely brimful, you're going to do the same chin lock. The bandha here. Now, remember for the last two pranayam, we were releasing the tummy. This time you're going to pull it in, but very gently, not like the Uddiyana bandha, but gently pull it in. Okay. The Mula bandha is always there in the pranayam, so you're never losing that. So bring your attention. If you forget, go back to the Mula bandha and make sure your Mula bandha is always on. If you are sitting in the Padmasan, Mula bandha is always there, so you don't have to worry about it. For guys like me, I have to worry about it. I have to always remind myself, Mula bandha is there. Okay, good. Okay, so here we go. So exhale fully. And breathe in through Jai. Close the right. Take a normal breath. Exhale fully. Breathe in through Ujjayi. Close the right. So in Ujjayi Pranayam, you may have noticed that you always close the right nostril. You never close the left nostril to breathe out on the other side like we did in the Anulom Vilom. We'll do last third round. Exhale fully. Breathe in through Ujjayi. Release through the left nostril. Very good. So I think we want to do Amar Kruti. I think that's a combination of Kapalabhati, Shitakari, Pranayam. So we will not do the Shitakari and Shitali because we need some time for meditation. So take your positions. The way you do the positions is you're still sitting in either Padmasan or Ardha Padmasan. And then you're going to take your hands and turn them outward. So you put them on your knees like this. So you face the wrists to the outside and you're pressing onto your knees. Not very hard, just a gentle pressure. And I'll tell you when to do that. So we're going to make some subtle changes now into Amar Kruti. We've been doing Amar Kruti like, you exhale and then, you do 108 strokes of Kapalbhati, you exhale fully, then you do this and you press. And then you hold all the tri-lock inside. And then you would breathe in through Shitakari Pranayam. So through your teeth. And then you would hold that breath in the tummy. This is a little complicated, okay? I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is. I've been taught this way. So you breathe in through the Shitakari, you hold that, release your tummy, hold that for 10 counts, and then gently release the breath. So that's Amar Kruti. So now, remember the sequence. You do 108 strokes of Kapalabhati, fully exhale at the 108th, your lungs are going to be empty. You press your knees down and you do the tri-lock like we did earlier in your Bhasrika, the Mahabandha. So you put the Mahabandha, chin lock, tummy lock, and the Mula Bandha right here. You do that, you hold that for 10 counts. And then as you come up, you release your chin lock first. This is a subtle change I'm introducing today, now that we are getting into a little bit more advanced stuff. So you release that, release your tummy, and then you breathe in through, release the tummy, do the chin lock, 10 counts again, then come up and then release. Just follow my instructions and you'll be fine. Okay, so what we're doing here now is the when you do 108 strokes of Kapalbhati, you hyperventilated. So your body doesn't need more oxygen anymore, right? And then you go into the state of non-breathing. I don't want to say breathlessness because that sounds really weird. Non-breathing mode. So your body doesn't need the breathing. Your diaphragm kind of comes to a standstill. It's not breathing. You're not holding that. It's just a natural state of the body. It doesn't need more oxygen. Okay. So that's called the Keval Kumbhak Sthiti. Keval Kumbhak means just the pot. In the yogic system, the body is referred to as a pot. We are all pots, earthen pots made out of the earth from the Pancha Dhatu the Pancha Mahabhuta. So a majority of that is coming from the earth. We eat the food from the earth. All of that, we are part of the earth, basically, but we have consciousness inside. And that's what makes us a little different. Okay. So we are these earthen pots. So Kevala Kumbhaka Sthiti. Keval Kumbhak means just the pot with this awareness. That's it. Your body is not breathing. Your body doesn't need more oxygen. So you go into this state of mind, which is absolutely blissful. We don't want to miss out on that. Okay. So that's why after 108 strokes, we go into this Keval Kumbhak Sthiti. Once you're there, then you press this and then you do the tri-lock. It's a little difficult. So just do what you can. Okay. I know I try to push the boundaries every time we do something. And then I hope you're all with me here. Okay. So if you want to do the traditional, Amar Kruti, like what we've been practicing, that's also fine. All right. But those who want to follow me, just go along with this. Okay, here we go. Chin Mudra, Mula Bandha. Exhale fully. Breathe in half. We'll do 108 strokes. Exhale fully. Hold the breath out. Take your position. Do the tri-lock. Release the chin. Breathe in through your teeth. Chin lock, release the tummy. Release the chin lock. Control breathing out. Wonderful. So we just did one round of Amar Kruti just now. So I think we should now get into the last final Brahmari pranayam, which is absolutely the ultimate tool to calm the mind. And Brahmari is also the index of how healthy your lungs are. So the longer the Brahmari you're going to be able to hold, that shows the capacity of your lungs to hold the breath. All the alveoli are active, they're breathing in all the oxygen that is required. So we'll do the Brahmari. So we'll get into Shankhamukhi Mudra. What you want to do is, with your thumb, close this vestigial organ at the side of your ears. So I'm wearing my Bluetooth, so I can't really do this. So here we go. And then you close the other one on this side. And then make sure your middle fingers are at the Agnya Chakra right here. Okay. With this thing, ring finger, close gently the lids and let the pinky just touch the cheeks, the upper cheeks. Okay. Exhale fully. Take a deep breath. And while you're doing the Brahmari, make sure your tongue is pressing against the upper palate of your mouth so that all those vibrations get transferred into the brain. And those vibrations will activate or stimulate the pineal gland. And then that pineal gland releases its secretions called piyush, the ambrosia, one of the most important glands of the system in the spiritual world, that also is responsible for the development of your Agnya Chakra, the intuition, and all of that. So pineal gland basically decays at the age of 8, 9, and all the pranayams, especially the Surya Namaskar and the pranayams, are geared to activate the pineal gland again, to bring all that innocence back in us. So here we go. Exhale fully. Breathe in. Take a normal breath. The yogic texts advise us to do this at least 15 to 17 times to activate the pineal gland. And it releases dopamine, which is one of the most important hormones called the happiness hormone. And why I said that this thing takes you into the state of bliss, because the happiness hormone is secreted, which is then not dependent on anything outside of you. We seek happiness in the outwardly world. Somebody will give us happiness. Parents will make us happy. Wife will make us happy. Kids will make us happy. Buying an expensive car will make us happy. So it's constantly this outward journey on which we then start becoming dependent on. And if something goes wrong outside, somebody has a remote that presses the remote, a wrong button, and you get upset. So somebody if can make you happy, they can also make you unhappy at the same time. So what this does is it gives you control of the happiness. So if you practice Brahmari Pranayam in the night before you go to bed, see what happens. Okay, practice that as many times as you can. If you can practice till about 15 times, that'll be awesome. And then you get control over your own dopamine secretions. Then those dopamine secretions are not dependent on the outside. Because, realize one thing, that even if somebody is making you happy or unhappy, if somebody makes you happy, buying a wristwatch makes you happy, that happiness has nothing to do with that thing. It has something to do with the pineal gland. It's something to do with the happiness hormone inside. It's always something happening inside us that makes us happy. Nothing to do with the outside. You think that this wristwatch is going to make me happy? It's just a wristwatch. But when somebody gives that to you, you buy that, you get the dopamine secretion. Somebody gives you a hug. There are 4 happiness hormones. You may want to research them. So if somebody gives you a hug, that particular hormone is secreted. So it has nothing to do with the hug. Is this something happens in the body chemically that makes you happy? All right. So let's take charge of our happiness by doing these kind of things. Then your outwardly dependence will subside. And then you're happy for no reason. That's the most important thing. You're generally blissful. And that is what is important, what we achieve through this yoga. The yoga system also makes you very sharp in your work. Yogasya karmasu phalam or something, I can't remember this. But in Gita, karmesu kushalam. So karma is the karma that you do. Kushalam means you become expert in that particular aspect. You do your job with all the capacity, all the concentration. So obviously that job is done well because you're completely focused at that point in time. So these are all the direct benefits of yoga, guys. This is incredible gift to the humanity. So we all need to practice this every day. Take it seriously, not because I'm saying it or anybody else is saying it. See the effects on the body and you will realize that. Okay, so now let's stretch our legs. We are going to get into this meditation mode. So loosen up your legs a little bit. All this while we've been sitting in Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana. Your body may have gotten stiff. So just stimulate the leg a little bit, get the blood flow back. Okay, so, and you can sit in any comfortable position that you feel like. If you just want to sit cross-legged, that's also okay. Padmasana is fine. Sukhasana, Swastikasana. But try to see if you can get your heel into the perineum. If you can get your heel into the perineum, the Mula Bandha happens. It gently stimulates the Muladhara chakra over there. Okay. Gently close your eyes. Keep your back and neck erect. Relax your thighs, relax your ankles, relax the lower part of the body, relax your shin, relax your calf muscles, relax your waist, relax your torso. Be aware of the subtle touch between your index finger and the thumb. We are slowly withdrawing. We are taking a deep dive into the subconscious. So we are withdrawing our awareness from the body. Therefore, relax the body, relax the torso. And by giving these relaxation instructions, the body is not going to then bother you. The body will cooperate. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Relax your eyelids, your cheeks, your lips. Relax your forehead, your ears, and the crown of your head. Relax everything, the scalp. Take a deep breath and gently let it go. And observe that the body is not breathing for some time. All the pranayama that we've done has pumped in enough oxygen. And if your body starts breathing, so be it. Just observe that the body is breathing. Observe that the body is breathing. You are no longer manipulating the breath. Bring your entire attention at your nostrils. Observe the breath going in and the breath coming out. No more interference with the breath anymore. The breath is your friend. The breath is your parent. And you're holding your dad's hand or his finger or your mom's hand, and you're going for a walk with them. And once you hold that finger, all your anxieties, all your fears are gone. You have complete trust on your parent, wherever he or she is taking you. So wherever the breath might take us, just follow. Follow the breath in. See how far you can go in. And come out with the breath. Go in with the breath. Come out with the breath. See how far you can hold that hand. If it goes deep, it goes deep. If it's shallow, it is shallow. You're no longer manipulating. Just observe. Just take note of the breath going in, going out. And you may notice that the mind will start wandering in the past or in the future. And the moment you realize that the mind has wandered away, it will come back. Just take note of everything that is happening at the body and at the mental level. Just observe, do nothing. No more doing. If the mind is restless, take a few conscious breaths, harder breaths, manipulated breaths, and you will see that the mind calms down again. Now, if you can, look between the two eyebrows internally. Look between the two eyes. You're looking deep into the Chidakash. Notice the subtle changes happening there. The Chidakash is constantly changing, constantly evolving. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant outwardly and inwardly. The only one thing that doesn't change is your observation. Not the object of observation, the observer that observes everything. Nothing changes there. You can feel the body, you can see the body, therefore you are not the body. You can see the mind, you can see the thoughts, you can experience the thoughts. If the mind is calm, you notice that. If the mind is upset, you notice that. Therefore, you're not the mind. Feel the presence. Feel your own presence deep inside that cannot be touched, that cannot be manipulated, that cannot change. That presence is always there. It observes the deep sleep. It observes the restless mind. It observes the breath. It observes the emotions. It's the lamppost, the lamp that observes everything that happens on the road. In its light, everything happens. Somebody reads the book in its light. Somebody commits a crime in its light. Somebody just goes for a stroll in its light. It all happens in its presence. That's the presence that keeps the world moving. Observe. And that presence is self-aware. Therefore, we call it self-awareness. The awareness of the self, by the self, of the self. That awareness is the truth, nothing but the truth. And we do all the running around in the life outwardly to get a glimpse of this truth. This truth is the source of the happiness, of the content mind. Everything becomes calm when we are experiencing this presence. The breath becomes calm and subtle. Observe the breath, it has become very subtle, subtle and subtle and subtler as we make the journey from the gross to the subtle to the subtlest. And that presence is the subtlest aspect of the being. Observe the subtle breath. Feel the presence, the radiating presence in all of us. That presence is one. That presence is everywhere in every living being that is aware. That presence is there in the animate and inanimate objects. We are just an object with awareness, that's it. We are self-aware. That is the only difference between The animals and the human beings. The animals are not self-aware. They're not self-conscious. The humans are. The humans have the intuition, guided by this presence. Join your palms to the heart center. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarutam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankha chakra siddharinam Sahasrara Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om. Rub your palms. Look deep inside the Chitakash. So the practice of asanas takes away the restlessness of the body. When we have excessive energy, we want to go for a walk, go for a run. We want to exhaust the body. That restlessness of the body is gone through the asanas. Then we did the pranayama to take away the restlessness of the mind. And so then, therefore, what happens was the body and the mind are exhausted of their restlessness. And then we go into the meditation. Therefore, the meditation then is not disturbed by the mind and body. You can easily come to the presence of your own existence, the being that is, it's beyond words. You just have to experience it, and we just did. So with that, I think we should close it out. Thank you so much.